Harry, what's the latest that you can tell us?
Well, we are getting one agency report from the Agence France Presse news agency. They're saying that, that they have reports that a 1-meter tsunami has already hit the Pacific coast of Japan. Now, this is the first that we've heard of this. It's not clear what part of the coast that they're talking about, or whether this is the entirety of any tsunami that's coming Japan's way. But that's the first report that we've had so far of a wall of water, be it one that's significantly smaller than the worst of the warnings, just 1 meter. But even so, a meter of water can do damage to coastal dwellings. The city of Sendai that you had there on your map, that is the major city in Miyagi Prefecture, the nearest prefecture to the epicenter of the earthquake. That is a coastal city, but it is somewhat sheltered by the natural topography and geography of that part of Japan. It has a sort of a peninsula sticking out past it. So that city of 1 million or so people may well be protected to some extent from any tsunami heading its way. But just looking at these pictures now, you can see the sheer extent of that damage. This is the first time I've seen this. You can see a number of cars just in the water there. I'm assuming that this is still in Tokyo. The pictures that we've been seeing most recently of that pall of smoke, they were definitely from Tokyo, from the other side of the Rainbow Bridge, from the main part of town, past the Fuji building, Fuji TV building. That is in the eastern fringes of Tokyo, where the Haneda airport is, where a number of industrial complexes are. Where these pictures are coming from, I can't be so specific, but it certainly gives you an idea of the extent of this earthquake. Huge damage. And
certainly it does. And we're just getting reports from AFP news agency at the moment, reports of, quote, numerous injuries in Miyagi after the Japanese quake, and AFP quoting Kyoto there. Harry, give us an idea of where Miyagi is in relation to, if indeed you know, in relation to where the quake struck.
Well, if you think of Japan as a string of islands, the biggest one in the middle is Honshu Island. That's the one which is home to Tokyo, on the about halfway up on the eastern side of Honshu Island. The map you have on air now showing Sendai. Sendai is the biggest city in Miyagi Prefecture, so it's about 3/4 of the way up the main island, 2/3, 3/4 of the way up the main island, Honshu, and it is. It is, as you see it, it's a coastal region, and any sort of further impact of the tsunami will hit there most hard. Again, Tokyo further down also has a jut of land sticking out past it, past the most densely populated areas of Tokyo. So it's unlikely that that a tsunami of 1 meter, even of a few meters, would sweep across buildings in Tokyo and damage it in a way that would be sort of immediately recognizable as Tokyo being hit by a huge tsunami. But Tokyo is a vast agglomeration of urban scape, and it certainly stretches all the way out to the east coast there. So as well as the immediate damage in Miyagi Prefecture, I'm sure there are serious warnings for what might happen in Tokyo. And again, just look at all of this serious damage happening even as we're watching it.
They are truly extraordinary pictures, that sweep of water rushing through there, picking up boats and anything in its path. Harry, thank you very much for joining us there from Kuala Lumpur. We can now go to Japan and join Takahiko Kusaba, senior journalist for NHK. We are seeing extraordinary pictures coming to us from Japanese television of this sweep of water. Can you tell us where this city, which city in Japan has been inundated by the tsunami and the damage that you know has happened?
Hi, you're talking to me now?
Yes, Takahiko Kusaba,
oh, yes.
If you can hear me, yes. Can you tell us what is the extent of the damage from this earthquake?
Actually, we are not sure yet, but as you might see the NHK World footage, that on that footage, as you know, many cars are now swiping out by the water. I must be sure that that's a tsunami. So many cars are now flowing by the water on the river, on the sea. And again, at this moment, we cannot see how much damage it will be, but we can guess that huge damage has already been there. That is my estimation.
Okay, are you? I just want to clarify for our viewers whether or not you're in the capital, Tokyo.
Yes, I am.
You are,
in
okay.
the NHK headquarters in Tokyo.
Okay, so can you tell us what your experience was there in Tokyo after the quake struck? Because we're seeing extraordinary pictures of office buildings literally shaking from their foundations as people feel the effects of that earthquake.
Oh yes, actually, as you know, in Tokyo is several hundred kilometers from the place exactly the earthquake happened. But even here in Tokyo, the building was shaking, and many people are out of the office, and the people went to under the table of the office. So it is a huge earthquake, I see. And it's for myself, we could almost stand, so everybody just kneel down on the floor. And after that, actually, here in NHK Tokyo building was shaking as people are running out of the building.
And if you're feeling buildings shaking there in Tokyo, more than 300 kilometers from where the quake hit, can you try to estimate the sort of damage that might be felt where the quake actually struck?
Actually, again, we don't know yet, but again, now there are huge, many footage coming into NHK newsroom. But for example, I can see the footage on that many cars again swiping, flowing, many cars flowing on the water. I guess again by the tsunami, and such scenery is coming from several places. So I can estimate that maybe at least hundreds of cars are already out. Again, at this moment, we have there's no casualty report at this moment, but we are not sure yet. And telephone line is now very difficult to be connected, and so we again, and I am sure that the police station or fire station is trying to get what is happening, but I think it's very difficult even for them to know what is exactly happening. Again, but at this moment, we can see several footage from that location, and for example, in front of me now, the water is running, flowing over the almost on the same level of the house and the roof of the house. It means the cars were wiping out. So I don't know exactly where it is from, but it might be river, it might be the sea. That again, cars were flowing. That's what I see.
Indeed, they are extraordinary pictures. We are also seeing, we've just been seeing pictures of a building on fire. I don't suppose you're able to locate where that building is.
Okay, fire on the building is in Tokyo, and and that fire. We are not sure what kind. We are not sure fire is because of the earthquake or not. But easily you can estimate that this fire might be from the earthquake, and I don't know this fire is which building.